electricians or journeyman apprentices, please take my card. I understand that, there are many issues that, each and every one of you have, and if you don't have my information, please go ahead and take one of my cards. I'll leave them on the table, which you can help yourself. If you do have my information already, send me an email, you have my number. There's a sign-in sheet going around, correct? Yes. Okay, cool. So we can take that, and if you're an electrician or journeyman or apprentice, like I said, and you're having trouble getting on site, please just shoot me an email, and we can work with Tyrone, who's here with MWH Webcore as well.
Tyrone, step into the room.
Tyrone, why don't you come up? We didn't know you were back there.
Hey, Tyrone.
I'm ready. Sorry, we were late. At least not today.
Yeah, come bring yourself on in.
And so just know that we're working with OEWD and City Build and the PUC, to kind of fine tune that pipeline to get workers on site in regards to local hire. It's something that we take very seriously in regards to the requirements, and in regards to the hyperlocal requirements. It's a commitment that we're committed to not only meeting the goal, but exceeding the goal as well. So in regards to, the many things that are being brought up, I can definitely speak, to some of them. In regards to the list that was discussed, so we sent the LBE interest form back in December. And from that, I know many of you, if not all of you, have filled that form out. And from that list, we've designated who's a hyper-local firm. And again, we're working on strategizing ways on how to bring those who have not had to work yet on our job into certain packages. So I totally hear the frustration in regards to firms being deemed as LBE and getting certification but aren't from the area. That's unfortunately not something that MWH Webcore has control over, or even the PUC. I mean, that's certification through the city, right? That's the contract monitoring division, and I work I work side by side with our compliance officers and this contract monitoring division, as well as the OEWD. So I can definitely let them know of everyone's frustrations on that end, because I agree. I know the value of diverse business enterprises and small businesses. My uncle is an immigrant from Honduras and has a small business in the Mission District, so I totally understand, the importance of incorporating and making sure that everybody gets, a piece of that pie. So, I know we've had office hours, and again, I've been really lucky to pretty much know everybody here, not only on this job, but in previous experiences as well. So, again, I've worked with you all, and I understand your frustrations. Cletus, I know we've been on the phone multiple times, and we can touch base after this.
No, I'm just wondering, I know we're here now, but how come it wasn't intentional from the get-go, so we wouldn't even have to be here?
Cletus, let him finish, and then...
If he wants to say something, let him say it.
Yes, yeah.
What you said?
Oh, no, I was just saying, everything should have been intentional from the get-go, so we wouldn't even have to be here. And then like Fonz said, he the main painter over here, so we're talking about pre-qualification. If I'm an outsider, I'm coming in, I'm asking, who's the main painter over there? Okay, it's Fonz, so I'm going to make sure I partner up with Fonz, and Fonz going to give me the information and let me know what it is and how we can partner up and get something done.
So in regards to the exterior and interior finishes like painting and drywall, that hasn't hit procurement yet, and so again, we've been working on formulating a plan to ensure that hyperlocal firms are being brought onto the upcoming packages. So we've been working with Jeff, who many of you have spoken with, and I know Jeff has had discussions with the PUC on a regular basis to make sure that that's done. In regards to the NSS packages that Heavyweight has, I know you have, I know Lasonia, I'm glad that you're, and we can touch base offline about the issue going on with getting you started, but the NSS packages were different in a sense that it wasn't like a trade bid package, right, which is a competitive bid process, so which ties into the whole, LBEs not being actual LBEs. It's a competitive bid process in regards to the trade bid packages, right? So it's just the lowest
It's not a
process given.
biosolids project though, it's separate from biosolids, separate from, it's just something Webport put together, so
So-
you don't complain about not getting work.
Well,
But when it comes
The
to being
NSS
a
pack,
bio-
so then the
Yeah,
the
exactly.
NSS packages are actually packages that have been packages from the beginning of the project, right? They've been negotiated services packages, smaller packages that prior, I think a couple years ago, I'm not sure if they were hyper-local or LBE intended packages from the get-go, but we, turned them around to make sure that all of the packages that are being delegated are going out, not as a competitive bid package, but they're a specific type of package that we're targeting for LBEs. Not to say that we're just, handing out smaller packages to firms.
But there's special language in the contracts.
So I can't speak to that. Again, that's something that the PUC
Right,
has.
but we're here now, so I'm just giving everybody else a warning. There's special language in the contract as it relates to those packages you're talking about, as far as Webport deviating from the responsibility of anything happening. Why should I be required for a $35,000 job to come up with like $10,000 worth of insurance, when everybody I know, general liability, workman's comp, it's not even half that. So where does that come
I
in?
hear you, and again, we've been in conversation, for a year now, and I know we've been, talking a lot.
No,
And in regards to the language in the contract or the paperwork, I'm gonna hand it over to the PUC because I can't speak to that, and that's something that's required.
So please, just to clarify, the negotiated support services or NSS packages, they've always been part of the project, and it's not necessarily for a particular trade, but it's for support work that's for the whole project. So
Right.
you can kind of see, like, sometimes it's plumbing, sometimes it's,
Now I'm referring to the
Right.
language inside of the package, inside of the
NSSs.
contract. Why would you require, you give an electrician, a cleanup, company, a package, 35,000, 40,000, then there's certain language in there, okay, you're required to have $2 million worth of auto insurance. But I'm not driving on the site, well, that's what it requires for you to have.
yeah, we could, as I mentioned,
Important.
we could take a look at those.
Yeah, so
Working with our-
what's happening is the city of San Francisco, when they put their contracts out to Webcor, MWH, they wanna step away from a lot of the risk.
Exactly.
So they dump a lot of it on the contractors and just say, like, make sure everybody's super insured.
Well,
More
can I say
than
something?
you'd expect.
But just say Broadway or another big electrical company, this is a C-SIP project. So a C-SIP project, they don't have to pay insurance or nothing like that. So they're making millions of dollars and they're not required to pay for insurance. Maybe a few $100s just to participate on the job. So you have the barrier low for them, but then you raise the barrier high for us.
Well, that's
So how
that's what
we
we're
ever,
trying
so
to
we
hear
can't even
about.
get in.
Yeah, we're trying to hear about so we can make the adjustments, so the barrier's not high.
Did you hear that? They're gonna do it.
Right, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and,
gonna
appreciate
do
you
it.
bringing your attention to it,
Right.
because, this system's been broken. I've been working with the city for 30 years, and I've seen it. It's like people, just as everybody's saying, Tricia's saying, they're not from San Francisco at all. They set up an office.
Right.
Bayview's a good place to set up an office.
Right.
Plenty of space, and then they get credit for being an LBE. But that's not a local firm that tried to struggle for all the years in San Francisco with a higher cost of everything, and it's just been short-circuiting, what the program was originally for. And this particular type of contract, with the CMGC contract, where we can negotiate, we can identify the contractors who are hyper-locals and negotiate directly with them, and in some ways not put it out for competition, which causes an imbalance, right? Because people not having, maybe whether it's the trucks, or it's the overhead, or they're getting a better price on trailers because they do so many trailers. We can take that into account and make sure there's the fair system and the contracts get awarded to the local businesses. Specifically local businesses that have been here for years.
Right.
I'm gonna jump in again really quick. So, Ashley, this is the list, right, that you handed around?
Yep,
So this is on our website. I mean, it's on our website, the list of everybody who's filled out the LBE interest form. And so on our website, again, there's a column here that says who's hyperlocal, who isn't. And so anybody here can take a look at that. We have a separate
Is
list
that the
of
one that
just
got all the hyperlocals on there?
yeah, so that's on our
That's the one
website.
that's supposed to have all the locals?
And,
Yeah,
and
that's the list.
All the hyperlocals?
Mm-hmm. That is a list of people who have got contracts on
No,
this
that's
job?
a list of,
Yeah.
you know, individuals who
No.
have filled out our LBE interest form
Oh,
and who have expressed interest and we've
Who
spoken
are
with.
saying they're LB or
They're saying they're hyperlocal.
They saying that they ain't nothing there.
Not only LBE,
Right.
cause you know how that is, that's San Francisco, LBE.
Right.
And we walk down the hall, the city hall, lobby for the LBE, for that program to get here. All the supervisors, when it got here, it's like, well, if it affects our neighborhood direct, then we're supposed to have that. But they lie about that. So now we got the hyperlocal. And this is the thing. This is the time right now. Don't let them get in here and slide in between this, man. Right now.
Right.
We hyperlocal.
Yeah.
You know, and that to me is like, man, I'm so this is history. Right now. I've been in business since 1984. That's when I got my license. 46, 10, 14. I'm in the 40s. That's how I got my license, when I got my license. And I'm just saying, man, that this is the time now. Right now, I've been struggling. I had to take my tools, go back to the hall. You know, I was hungry. I got a family. I got a wife and 6 kids. Here's one of them there, one over there, shit. You know, still here. And I'm just saying that I've been struggling that long. Now we here. This is history. They're saying, hey man, this is hyper-local. They got to give it to you. Hyper-local.
Yeah.
And you see the list, man, it already started. It's probably going to be 150 before it's over. It's 79 now.
Yeah.
People that's coming in saying they're hyper-local, and they not hyper-local. Been here. I wouldn't give a damn if they LBE whatever, man. Listen, it's come time now that however you've been struggling, it's like you at the table, and you got to eat.
That's right.
You at the table now.
It's enough work for everybody.
Don't nobody come in and eat before you eat.
That's right.
Nobody.
Nobody.
All right? That's all I'm saying. And I'm saying this.
I want to jump in again really
Hold on.
quick
Wait,
before,
Chris,
and then I'll open it up to
Also
everybody.
one
We missed one.
Wait,
Wait a minute, James Mabry, right? You're all the everyday janitorial services, construction site services.
Yeah.
I know Alan, I know Ryan, right? I started my business, you guys saw me in your offices growing, you guys I watched you grow in the PUC, right? But this is the thing, the PUC has workers, right? Most workers make about 60, 70, maybe $100,000 a year. Several employees. Now myself, as you saw me working, building my company, right? Now I'm here, I got one person here. One person. But I'm a business. That one person brings in my business $180,000 a year. Off $180,000, if I make 10% of that, that's $18,000. I'm a business. I'm a business. I got one employee. That's all I make off of it. How do I run and operate a business? I have to have several employees, right? And then when I get them employees, those employees are dependent on me to keep them employed. You guys depend on the PUC to keep you employed, to send your kids to college, to pay for your mortgages and things of that, and live your life, right? This is the way the structure is supposed to be. This is the San Francisco PUC. All of us here, all of us grew up here. James Richards, my daddy, my uncles, Al Norman, they paved the way for us.
That's right.
You understand? We are family here.
That's right.
Y'all can't come here and divide and spread crumbs and tell us, piss in the air and tell us it is rain. We was raised right here. We real. We can smell that. We've been smelling this shit since we were kids. And now y'all here with all this money. How much is this project worth?
Shit.
$1 billion.
3 billion, 7
Y'all
billion.
giving us probably 1% of
Not
what
even
that
that.
is.
Not even that.
And you talk about frustration.
Shit. Shut this shit.
Frustration.
And to add
We
to
don't
that,
even have a lot of businesses.
y'all promised us this work. Y'all set us inside that community
That,
center over there.
that too, but
Promised
understand, I want y'all to understand, we are businesses. I have about 8 or 9 different contracts that I'm running it, and I front the money, I pay this out. But sometimes what happens here at the PUC, y'all come along, y'all give people contracts, y'all hold their hand, you got the Contractor Assistance Center, Ben Poole and them down there, they're running that. I'm sitting here watching this. I was educated here. I went to Dr. Charles R. Jr. Middle School, and so did all of my colleagues and friends. We're a little educated, we can see. This money, this is a civil project, right? This is a San Francisco, this is a municipality. You're right, Mr. Norman, play this. You're right. There's certain scripture in the contract that says you guys are supposed to spend a certain amount of money in this neighborhood that has been affected, not only today, these next 8 years, but all our life. I'm 50.